This limited paint was designed to mimic watercolor flesh and skin. Let's see if they actually work. I painted this watermelon slice before with my usual watercolor paint, but I'm excited to see what this paint can do. You can jump ahead and see the results, or you can watch second by second like I had to do to find out. No judgment. I mean, I will think less of you, of course, and you're not helping me with my watch time, but at least my mom will watch. All right, let's begin. All right, let's get started. I know I'm gonna need some yellow, and so I have my old palette right here, and I'm gonna give myself the freedom to go ahead and use my old palette too whenever I need. But I am so excited to see what this paint can do. Now this is limited paint, so I think you can buy it right now, but I don't think it's going to last very long. If you ever buy tubes and the paint starts to come out the top without even squeezing it, one trick is to squeeze the bottom of the tube and the paint will go back in. All right, let's get started. We're going to put a layer of water over the flesh of the watermelon, and I'm putting a generous amount of water because I really want the paint to melt and spread a lot. I'm not putting water on the skin area because I don't want the paint to melt into that area. I'm gonna get some of the red watermelon paint, get a mixture ready. All right, here we go. That is so cool. Are you kidding me? I don't know if the camera is picking up the texture, but this is my first layer and it already looks like the texture of watermelon. They did such a good job with this. And watermelon is so fun to paint in watercolor. This just takes it to the next level. This is so fun. Oh my goodness, that is so cool. All right, so that's the first layer. I want to soak up some of that area that is coming down to the white area. Drawing my brush, making it thirsty so I can soak it up. All right, I'm gonna dry it. Now I'm gonna put another layer of water over everything. So I'm taking some of that yellow and some green to paint in the rind area. Now I put water there and it should be still damp. So I'm gonna get some more of the red paint, and it's darker on this side. So I'll be adding more paint here. It's light at the top, so I'll avoid putting some paint all the way up. Wow, that looks so good. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. All right, I'll put some texture here, some dark areas where the seeds are gonna be. I'm gonna take a bad hairbrush and just start putting in some extra texture. There's barely paint in my brush. It's just a little bit of water and a little bit of paint, so I have some control. All right, and let's put a little bit more texture. This is dry brushing because the first layer is actually getting dry, so now I can put some extra texture. Give it a bad hair day. Put in lots of little textures right away. All right, I'm gonna dry it. Now for the skin, I wanna put a little layer of some light green, and then we'll put the new paint over it. All right, now we get to try the green. It's very dark. Wow. Wow. Now it's not moving around very much because the light green layer is already drying. Ooh, that's beautiful texture right there. I'm excited to dry it and put some more water down and watch it melt more into the area. All right, we're gonna let that dry. All right, while that is drying, I'm going to darken the shadow area right here. So to do that, I'm gonna take this red and I'm gonna mix it with some blue. So I'm gonna use this blue right here. I also want there to be water so that things melt. So here we go, here comes the dark. There we go. If we want it even darker, we can add a little bit more blue. Wow, that is so fun. That is awesome. All right, we're gonna use that dark color also for the seeds. So I'm gonna just put another layer of water over everything. Ooh, the water is coming over on this side, so I'm gonna lift some of that right there. We want some of it to melt into the other area, but not too much. So I'm just soaking up some of that. All right, and it's darker here and here. Now while this is still damp, we're gonna get some more of that beautiful red and start with a messy hairbrush. We'll put in some more texture. Oh my goodness, this is really fun. I'm not exaggerating. This is really fun to do. This paint was really designed for this. Holbein, if you're listening, please don't make this a limited edition. Please make this a paint we can always get. Guys, would you do me a favor and like share this with Holbein and tell them that you want them to keep this paint always available? This is crazy. This should not be hidden from the world, and it shouldn't be just for a limited time. I love this. This is amazing. The texture is incredible. I'm gonna make sure this is dry. I'm gonna put another layer of the light green, but this time I want it to be more watery. So I'm gonna get extra water, go over everything. Now before it dries, I wanna put that dark green paint, special green paint on there to watch it do its magic. Look at that. Incredible. Now, while that is spreading and doing its amazing textures, I want to make sure the flesh is dry here. I'm not gonna put water on it. I'm gonna just put more of the red. And now I want it to blend nicely. So I'm gonna clean my brush, come back with a little bit of water in my brush, and then do the same thing. I'm just gonna touch the edge so that it's not a harsh, crisp line. All right, I think I can add a little bit more color here. So I'm just gonna wet this area real quick and then just add a little bit more there. Too much, you just thirsty brush, soak it up a little bit. There we go. Oh, thirsty brush to the rescue. You don't want it too yellow, so I gotta soak up some of this yellow. I can soak up some of this too. The light is coming through some of the flesh right there, so we can lighten that up. What I'm gonna do is just lighten this area a little bit more, and to do that I will use my other red, because I can tell it's not something I can achieve with the other one, that type of red right there. So it's not cheating. I said at the beginning I could use my other palette, but look, I only use that red right there. That's it. Now I'm using it here though too. I am using it here too, but that's not a lot of red. There we go. All right, now I'm gonna come in and put in the dark seeds. When I'm putting in the seeds, the left side of the seed is easy to see, but the right side, it's not a crisp line because some of the flesh of the watermelon is covering part of the seed. So I'm paying attention to that and not making both sides smooth. The right side will be slightly jagged. Somewhere along the lines, the shadow got deleted, so we're just gonna put that shadow back in using blue paint. We'll dry it. Now that it's dry, I'll put in the dark seeds. Now, I'm going to make this a little bit darker on the left side, but it's gonna get lighter as it gets to this side. I want that gradient. So I'm just using clean water now to make it a smooth transition from the two. There we go. All right, and this now I can work on the skin. It's kind of a bluish reflection right over here, so I'm gonna just add a little bit of blue over there. I'm gonna add some clean water over here, and I wanna darken it even more at the bottom. So I'm gonna get some more of that dark paint, really darken that up right there. There we go. I am very happy with this paint, both the flesh color and the skin color. I really do love this. This is incredible. Now I want a little bit more of the rind color right here. Now I don't want this to be too strong of a line, so I'm going to just touch the edge to soften it a little bit. And come back in with the dark. Let me dry it just a little bit. Now we get some of that dark. Awesome. We'll dry this area real quick, and we'll put in the shadow and the highlights on the seeds. This area up here does get pretty light, so I'm going to reactivate it and see if I can lift some of it, especially on the right side. Reactivate and lift. There we go. And it even comes down just a little bit. So reactivating and lift. There we go. And then this is not that harsh of a line, so I'm going to reactivate it and help it be a softer transition. There we go. Same with right here. I want this to be a little bit of a softer transition. So reactivating and letting it melt into the next area. There we go. Now we'll put down a layer of clean water right here for the shadow. I'm gonna make the shadow, let's do this, a little bit of green mixed in with it, since it would be reflecting a little bit of the skin of the watermelon. And then while that is spreading out, I'll just add some dark here and let that spread out. And then just bring a little bit more dark right there. It will look even more realistic there. So then we'll tickle the edge to make it soft. All right, we're gonna use some white gouache to put in some of the highlights. Now this is in the shadow, so I'm just gonna touch it and then smear it so that it's not as bright. And I'll give it a messy hair day and just lighten up the side like this. And we'll put in some highlights just around parts of the flesh where the light is hitting. Put in a few highlights up here, over here. I'm using a dry brush technique. All right, and if I don't like how much white there is, I can just reactivate it and lift it, kind of like that. Now I want the shadow to be a little bit more dark and a little bit different color. So I'm just gonna add more of this dark color right here, which is like a neutral color. I can even add some blue to it just to give it a little bit of variety. Some beautiful blue here. And we'll take that really dark color right into the stripe on the skin there. So on the first one I did with my regular palette, I had to create the textures myself by giving it a bad hair day and putting in all the textures like this. But with this paint, I really don't have to do that. The paint itself puts in a lot of the texture for me, which is just so cool. All right, so now I can just put the last little textures, little details, and I'm just grabbing some of the special paint right there. All these extra details I'm putting in, I almost don't even need them because the first couple layers with this paint is so good. I really don't even have to put in these little tiny extra details. It's not necessarily needed. This area could get darker. So by making it darker, I'm causing the seed to feel like it's really farther in. And I'm making it darker by just reactivating some of the black that's already there. All right, and where there is too much white, just activate it and lift. Just glazing here a little bit. I'm just going to soften the edge of the shadow a little bit. It's pretty cool how just softening the back edge a little bit gives even the shadow more depth. Watch, I'll do it right here. Lift some of that right there. All right, let's take a look at both of them side by side. I would say the strengths of my regular palette is the red, but oh my goodness, like the textures right here, the textures in here, this paint was so fun. Oh my goodness. Holbein, please keep making this paint. This was a huge win for figuring out how to paint watermelon texture. This is incredible. All right, guys, see you in the next video.